right. Well, hello, Hannah. Thanks so much for taking the time to chat with me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So you are the pastor at Mission Hill Church in Topeka?
Yes. Yeah. My husband and I, we are co-pastors out here at Mission Hill.
Okay. How long have you guys done that?
I've been on staff 9 years. I started out as the youth pastor. And then the last about year and a half, we transitioned into the lead role out here. So that part's kind of newer for us, but we've been around quite a while out here.
Tell me about what it's like being a youth pastor.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Being a youth pastor is the best. It was awesome. I have so much, a lot of people don't have a lot of hope for Gen Z or even for millennials. I have so much hope. I think they're so awesome. Get to see so much good and just be a part of such a important kind of phase of their life where you maybe don't feel like you have adults who care about you or understand what's going on. So it was a really fun season for me.
That's cool. What is different about being sort of an adult pastor versus being a youth pastor?
Yeah, obviously the problems are a little different. Adults are dealing with maybe a little bit more serious things, I guess maybe I would say. But it still is really fun because I think no matter what age, I've been able to work with throughout my life, the goal is still the same. You're trying to disciple people, help them to love the Lord better, help them to love others better, to discover their giftings. So there are differences, but it's not too crazy. I apologize. There's a fly in my office, and I don't know.
That's all right. It makes our video more interesting, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
So how do you describe your church to people?
We like to say this is a church where we hope anybody can feel welcome. It's very casual, very laid back. We've got a good mix of ages. Definitely contemporary kind of worship. We've got some electric guitar and drums and all that kind of fun stuff. But we really do. We hope it's a place where no matter what background you might come from or whether you have no church experience at all, that you would feel welcome and be able to encounter just the love that God has for you.
That's cool. So you guys just got done with your fireworks tent.
Yes.
How did it go?
Year 9 for me.
Year 9 for you. Okay.
Yeah. In the past, it was always kind of the youth pastor's job to do the fireworks tent. So, and I always had really good help. But then we, as we've transitioned into lead pastors, we've really tried to make it more of a responsibility of the whole church, not just a small part. And I think that's been awesome to see families come out and volunteer, people just really get involved. It's a huge endeavor to run a business for just a week out of the year, but it went well. And we just love, we've run this tent total, I think it's 20, maybe 2 years. And my father-in-law and mother-in-law have run it for 20 of that. And they're such a huge help to us, but we just love being able to be in the community, the relationships we build with people each year, as they come in. We've got a really loyal customer base who come through every year. And so it really is a fun thing that we get to do, even though it's a lot of work. And obviously to give all the money away at the end of the week to missions organizations is just the greatest part about it and the reason why we do it.
Yeah. So what kinds of organizations are kind of receiving some of the funds?
Yeah. So we've got 3 main missions organizations that we support. The first one is Speed the Light, and Speed the Light is primarily funded by middle school and high school students, which is pretty crazy to think about. A missions organization that, kids give their money to, but Speed the Light will help missionaries here in the US and then overseas to be able to purchase vehicles, equipment that they might need. We've got a missionary friend in Honduras, and they're able, because of their vehicle, to go to places in Honduras where other people have never been able to reach because you literally couldn't get through without a pretty hefty SUV to get through those areas. So they're able to do outreach, take food and supplies, and obviously the gospel into areas in some of these countries where it's never gone. So Speed the Light's really awesome. We love being able to equip missionaries who are already on the field to do better what they, have been called to do. And then we love to partner with Convoy of Hope. Convoy of Hope, they do a lot of different things, but some of their main things are disaster relief. And that's both in the US and overseas. When a hurricane hits, if there's flash flooding in the Ukraine, they're over there. That's not a natural disaster, but they're over there in the midst of war, helping to provide people with food and supplies. And then they do a ton of feeding programs around the world for kids, help them to get their education. And then they have a women's empowerment program where they will train women how to run their own businesses, how to be able to facilitate that, to provide for themselves. And the cool thing about their women's program is so many of these women who go through the program not only then can provide for their own families, but then they turn around and train other women how to do the same things they taught. And so we just think they're so incredible. And then our last partner is World Serve International, and they do water wells. And so they mainly exist over in Africa, where obviously a lot of people are aware the biggest water, crisis area in the world. And so they're working hard to end the water crisis, to put in high quality water wells. They train people the local people, how to be able to really care for them, maintain them. And then they put the well in a community where there's a church. So they really, love to also be able to partner people with a local church there. So they're not only coming to get water, but they're also being met, with the love of Jesus as well. So those are I could talk about our missions partners for a really long time, but those are kind of the highlights of what they do in the world.
That's really awesome. Can I ask how much you were able to raise for missions this year?
Yes, I was working to finish up that total this morning so that I could tell you. It's just a little over $21,000 that we're going to be able to give away. And other years it's been a little higher, but with the cost of everything this year going up, just across the board for fireworks, for gas, all that kind of stuff, we're really thrilled that was the number. And we're excited for next year, hopefully as things maybe level back down a little bit, to be able to give even more away.
Yeah, we saw a few photos from some of the folks who won our giveaway, and they looked like they were having a ton of fun. So
yeah,
fun, and also supporting good things around the world. So it's a win-win. Do your customers generally know about some of the causes that their purchases are going to support?
Yeah, so at every register, we've got a big old kind of sign so that you can, as you're waiting for us to, ring up all your fireworks, you can check that out, see our missions partners. And then if you do follow our social media accounts, we have a lot of links on our social media. You can, go and check out our partners' social media. And we really try, to let people know that when they come in that, we want to give you a really good deal because we give all the money away. And so, we keep our prices low for the customer because we want to be as fair as we can be. And so yeah, it's always a really cool conversation piece with people as they come in, because most people think that's pretty weird that we wouldn't keep the money, and so it really is a cool moment for us with a lot of customers as they come through, just to be able to talk about, this is what we believe the church is supposed to do, not just to take care of our own needs, but also to, dream a little bit bigger than that, and to have a little bit further reach into areas where we never know how that affects other people. Yeah,
that's awesome. I think knowing that, I know exactly where I'm going to be shopping for fireworks if I'm ever doing that in Topeka.
Well, good.
And we'll definitely get some of those links in our show notes too, for this video, if anybody wants to check that out who's watching this. So what time is your service on a Sunday?
It's at 10:30. And, we usually run about an hour, 15 minutes for service. So it's not crazy long. But yeah, 10:30 every Sunday.
And you're out west, is that Indian Trail?
Indian Hills, really close.
Indian Hills, close.
Indian Hills, yeah, 17th and Indian Hills. If you come out 21st Street, you just take a right, kind of at the roundabout there at Indian Hills, and we're just a little ways in down the road.
It's been a little bit since I've been a Topeka resident, so street names
Yeah,
are
it's
starting
all right.
to fly out of
You
my
were
head.
really close.
Okay, well, that's all the questions I had for you, Hannah. Thanks so much again for taking the time to chat with me, and we look forward to finding other ways to support some of those mission partners in the future. So
Thank you guys so much for your support and your partnership with us this year. I know everyone who came through with a gift card was just so thrilled and so grateful. And so it was just awesome to be able to partner with you. We appreciate it.
glad to hear it. All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.